This video is a warning for all Coinbase users that have a large sum of crypto on Coinbase. Also, anybody else that holds a large sum of crypto on any other centralized exchange. We're gonna go over that, all that and more in this video. So of course, smack the subscribe, smack the likes, all that great stuff. We're gonna start off with the phrase, not your keys, not your crypto. I understand a lot of people do not understand the meaning, and let's just give a good Google definition real quick before we get into it. It says, not your keys, not your crypto, is a saying that gets passed around in the crypto space a lot. What does it mean? It says, what it means is that if you store your crypto assets on an exchange or with any kind of third-party custodian, you have no guarantee of ownership. And this part says, but it's not only hackers that are there after the Bitcoin. Guys, the whole point is the governments can seize your account via Coinbase, via Kraken, via any third-party custodian or any exchange and say, little Johnny, you've been a bad boy today. We will have custody of your crypto now. You no longer have custody. But the great thing about crypto is that you yourself can take your own, financial responsibility, your own accountability, and own your actual assets, and nobody else can do anything about it unless they come to you and physically take it from you. That's why you probably want some pew-pews and some lead and ammo, but that is up to you. The whole point though is it means like if you store your crypto assets on an exchange or with any kind of third-party custodian, keep that in mind. I don't think you should have any large sum on any third-party custodian or any exchange, in my humble opinion. Yes, guys, I do use iTrustCaptial, but in my opinion, that is a small percentage of what I have in my portfolio. But moving on, we see there's issues right here. I'm sure you guys are well, Ukraine, Russia, what's going on around the world. You just Google, like Russia financial sanctions. The US, all these other countries are putting all these sanctions specifically on the financial structure for Russia. They do not want them to allow to have SWIFT and all these other bank transfers and whatever else the legacy system still uses. I don't really pay attention too much because it's too back in the day. I'm all about crypto. The point though is right before all this, Russia-Ukraine issue happened, Russia, they banned Bitcoin and then they legalized it. And then now this happened. Wonder if they were preparing. You guys let me know down below. But guys, they're going to use crypto to circumvent all these sanctions. And then now we went over in the live stream the other nights that, as you guys can see down here, that it says, Kraken CEO fires back at Ukraine's request to freeze Russians' crypto. It says, quote, step one would be to freeze all the accounts. End quote. So scrolling down here, guys, to hit up the good old juicy details, in the live the other night, we actually read through this whole thing. But regarding Jesse Powell, and if you guys are unaware, Jesse Powell right here, he is the Kraken CEO. We scroll down a little bit, he has a great quote. He says, besides, if we are going to voluntarily freeze financial assets of residents of countries unjustly attacking and provoking violence around the world, step one would be to freeze all US accounts, said Powell. I don't know, guys. I think I heard shots fired saying that the US is a T word. Moving on, quote, as a practical matter, that's not really a viable business option for us. Yes, that would kill, guys. Exchanges do not want to comply with this. So the governments want these exchanges, guys, Coinbase, Kraken, Coinbase, Binance, all these other exchanges, they want them to comply, but that right there will destroy their business option, okay? I know there's going to be some silly dude out there that just reads the title and says, oh, that's going to destroy Coinbase's, business model. I think we understand that. Coinbase doesn't want to do this. And, if you watch the whole video, you'll learn why. But that right there is the good side of Kraken. I mean, guys, it's kind of crazy that he takes it a step farther. He actually calls it for what it is, speaking the truth. But when you speak the truth, us humans, we do not like it because that's what happens in 2022. Scrolling down though to this next article, Coinbase, Binance resist calls to kick Russians off platforms. Scrolling down here, guys, we have a couple quotes I want to read. The first one from the CEO of Coinbase, Brian Armstrong. He said on Friday, he says, we believe everyone deserves access to basic financial services unless the law says otherwise. So keep in mind, Coinbase is not going to comply. But they will, unless the law says otherwise. Interesting. We'll see how that works out. Because if the law right now says for the legacy financial system that they must comply, I'm pretty sure they're going to make a law that says that the cryptocurrency exchanges have to comply as well. But hey, you never know. I'm just a silly dude on the internet. Scrolling down for the Binance quote, it says, quote, "We are not going to unilaterally freeze millions of innocent users' accounts." A spokesperson of Binance. Well, of course, it is the world's biggest crypto exchange. Of course, Binance is huge across the board. The OG one is at least. Yes, they're not going to do that because, guys, they want to freeze Russian users. At the end of the day, we know Russians, Ukrainians, a lot of them are homies, their families, their friends, their relatives. And yeah, they're not really too excited about this stuff. At least that's what the mainstream media is saying. And who knows if that's real? Because the mainstream media, that's why we call it the MSM. We don't know really what's true and what's not true. But the point is, though, they definitely were at least homies back in the day. They probably are still homies. So I think freezing, the majority of the citizens, I don't think it's going to do anything. What will actually affect, though, is like the government officials, everybody that's near P. Whoever's actually up there near P, of course, everything will be affected then. But before they planned all this, they were ready for this. They already have their own wallets read up. Everything's ready to go. They know how to circumvent all these sanctions. So just keep that in mind. But I do want to read this part right here. It says, major cryptocurrency exchanges have been urged to ban their services in Russia to prevent sanctions entities from parking their assets using cryptocurrencies. The exchanges, however, insist they are well equipped to avoid abuse of their platforms. Well, of course, guys, they have AML, anti-money laundering, and KYC, know your customer. That's why when you sign up, it takes like 10 minutes because you got to put your ID, your social, where you live, and all that fun stuff, actually very detailed stuff about about you, because I got to make sure you're not a T-word. So that right there, it is what it is. I don't care where you live, America, Russia, Antarctica, Mars. Guess what? You're going to want to take off any large sum of crypto, and you're going to want to own it. You need to spend some time to research about that. You need to spend the time to actually look into it, guys. You guys been on this channel for a while. I highly suggest getting yourself a Ledger Nano S or a Ledger Nano X. They have the S's. I think you can buy 3 for it's less than the price of an X. It's like $130, $140. Don't quote me on it. It's somewhere on the website. Link is down below if you want to use it. Watch out, there is a lot of scams. But even if you don't want a Ledger, go buy a Trezor. There's all these other things. There's so many new ones that have popped up. The thing is, though, I've noticed with all these new ones, they're actually really pricey compared to Ledgers. That's why I still recommend that. I think it's very simple to use. Or don't get one. You do whatever works for you, guys. You go make your own MetaMask, write down your 12 things and memorize it. Do whatever works for you. But at the end of the day, you need to take responsibility for that. Because when the GOVs around the world start freezing accounts, first they're going to justify and say, oh, we just want to get all the Russians because it's so bad at what Russia's doing to Ukraine, which that's a whole nother story for a whole nother video. We're not going to get into here. Well, they can justify too. Well, guess what? If you didn't drink our Kool-Aid, we're going to start freezing your crypto accounts. We're going to start freezing your bank accounts. So it comes into a way bigger issue. This is like a domino effect. I don't want to see this happen. It's going to happen because we've seen the legacy system, aka the current banking system, the sanctions on Russia and whatnot, it is happening. So of course they want crypto exchanges to follow suit. Let me know your thoughts about this down below. Do you agree? Are you going to take control of your own assets? Or are you like, nah, man, this is not for me. I think you're silly. It sounds like conspiracy stuff. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Smack the likes, smack the subscribes, and you guys know how it goes. Until next time, may the gains be with you.